Hi guys, in this episode we're going to be looking at the environment, the objective to formulate a definition of environment, outline the effects of human activities on the environment, and the item type here is constructed response, and this is a short constructed response. So you're going to have to write a few lines about something, right? A longer form constructed response, writing like an essay, a letter, or something like that. Now it says the picture below shows Mr. Brown's front yard. So let me get this picture up some more. Yes, that's good. So here we have the front yard, and the instruction says use the picture of Mr. Brown's yard to help you in answering the questions which follow, and write your answers on the lines provided. I'm not going to tell you what those are yet because I've written them in. But let's look at it and see some of the environmental issues that we can see here. So I can see air pollution as in the car here. All right. Let me see if I can switch this out and get a pencil. Okay, hold. So I can see air pollution here, right? So the older the car is, the more carbon monoxide and those harmful gases that are released into the atmosphere. I can see noise pollution here. So if Mr. Brown is playing this, it can impact his neighbors. I can see water pollution, as in the oil here, seeping into the water and getting into the drain, and this will have problems down the road. I can see improper disposal of garbage, because this garbage is here all over the place, right? Here we have the dog probably taking something out of the garbage. We can see that the garbage is also uncovered, right? We see leaky pipes here, right? This is pipe leaking. We can see water being wasted here because he's watering this area, but it's spilling onto the roadway and then into the drain. We see air pollution again here with the burning of garbage. We see electricity being wasted here, because guess what? This fan is blowing, and it looks like it's blowing outward because the curtains are pushing out, right? So the fan could be blowing out into the environment and not pulling cool air in, and that would be a waste. So those are just some of the things that we can see. Again, we can see here garbage not being placed in the right container, containerization, and all of that. Now let's move on to the questions. The questions say 1. Name two environmental issues. 2. So you must make sure in answering that you have 2 of those environmental issues. Then we are asked to briefly describe how each issue could affect Mr. Brown's community. So not only Mr. Brown, but his community could be affected by what he's doing. All right, so I have chosen, and we identified several issues, but these are the ones that I have chosen. So we have the issue of burning garbage. What's the negative effect? The smoke from burning garbage can affect the air quality. Okay, and people with asthma, young children, and old people will suffer from breathing issues. All right, so babies won't be able to breathe properly, older people won't be able to breathe properly, even healthy people will have issues with what's happening. Another issue is that of the oil spill, or in this case water pollution, right? So we had the oil spill here. Let's go back up to this part of the picture. So here we had oil, and that spills into the drain area, and this, excess water here is carrying that into the drain. What will that do? Well, when oil gets into the runoff water, it can cause pollution of the groundwater. I mean, this is a small scale here. This is just one little person's oil spilling here. But think of the amount of oil that could be getting in to the water table or into the groundwater if this is uncontrolled right across, large communities and so on. If we have tankers that spill and so on, right? But every mickle makes a muckle. All right. So no matter how small it appears to be, it's still going to affect the environment, right? So making it unsafe for drinking. Now the oil can kill plants and animals that live in the rivers and sea. So oil does not necessarily stay one place. It will move around, right, with the flow of the water. And if it gets into the sea, it can cause damage there. Now it says provide one recommendation that Mr. Brown could follow to help reduce any of the environmental issues identified above. And remember, we identified many. So I am going to talk about the burning garbage. I'm going to continue with that and say that he could use a compost heap instead of burning grass and leaves. Composting makes good soil cover, right? So when we have that material, the grass and leaves, and we begin to compost them, we could take that material and we could cover areas, like around tree roots and so on. And in so doing, it adds humus to the soil, making it more fertile. Secondly, we could place oil into bottles that can be collected by the garbage trucks or other recycling agents and taken, that could be taken to be recycled or to treatment plants, right? And we have many instances where we are advised to do that. Even take, for example, with batteries, car batteries. We're not supposed to just dispose of them like that in the environment. We're actually supposed to take them back to a battery center and they will dispose of it for us because they know how to take the lead out and recycle the lead so that it does not damage the environment. All right. I hope that we understand this question, and this was a short answer type question. But again, one has to look at the picture carefully, identify the issues that are there, and think about how we could solve those issues. All right, guys, take care. See you in the next episode.